Hello, everybody. Beetle Dave from Derbyshire in the UK, welcoming you to another one of my YouTube videos. Thank you for joining me. For this video, I thought I'd show you a couple of my Beatles 10-inch LPs. I haven't got many. It's only, well, as the title says, a couple, so it means two, doesn't it? The first one is Savage Young Beatles. So this was recorded by the Beatles in Hamburg in 1961. And in them days, the Beatles were John Lennon, George Harrison, Paul McCartney, and Pete Best. So Pete was still on the drums. Obviously, we did a video a few weeks ago about the Star Club tapes and everything like that. But this is the ones that they did, which was originally released on Polydor in Germany, I think. And basically, the Beatles are the backing band for Tony Sheridan. Now, if you didn't know, Tony Sheridan was actually quite a big star in the late 50s and early 60s. He did have a few hits in the UK, but then he went to be fairly big in Europe. And at the time, anybody who recorded with Tony Sheridan was credited as the Beat Brothers. Now, there is records where it says just the Beat Brothers, but it could actually still be the Beatles. So anyway, on this you get 8 songs on this. So side one is Why. Then you've got Cry for Shadow, which was actually written by George Harrison and John Lennon, instrumental. Then you've got Let's Dance, and then you've got Yeah, Yeah. Well, out them 4, 2 of them are only proper, real Beatles records or singles or songs. Why and Cry for Shadow, they are definitely the Beatles on there. Obviously, Cry for Shadow is just the Beatles, and Why, that is the Beatles backing Tony Sheridan. Now, Let's Dance and Yeah, Yeah were credited to Tony Sheridan and the Beat Brothers. Bear in mind, the Beat Brothers could be anybody. Could be the Beatles still, but it could be anybody. Side 2, what do I say? Ruby Baby, Take Out Some Insurance, and Sweet George Brown. Again, 4 songs, but only 2 of them are officially Beatles records or songs, which are Take Out Some Insurance and Sweet George Brown. So that's the track listing. This was actually released on Carly Records. There is a little bit of background information there. So if you'd want, I'll hold it there for a few seconds. So if you want to freeze it, you can read what it says. Now, I don't think this was actually a limited edition, but I could be wrong. Very, very heavyweight record. And I mean, it is actually very, very heavy. I bet you that's best part of 180 grams just on its own. The catalogue number was CM701A, that's for the A side, and then CFM701B for the B side. And it says this compilation 1982, I think, on there. So that is side 1. Very nice labels. And then that is side 2. A lovely record. Again, the sound recording on these is absolutely amazing. Well, for the time that it was done. Obviously, if you know anything about these recordings, it was actually done in a I can't remember, a school hall or a church hall. And the Beatles and Tony Sheridan just showed up, and then Polydor came with mobile recording equipment. So it wasn't actually done in the studio. So if you bear that in mind, the sound quality is really quite acceptable, especially for 1961. If you ever see this, there is a 12-inch version of this where you get a few more songs on it. And then obviously there's a contour one, which we looked a few months ago, didn't we? So, yeah, very nice. Don't know how much it was. I think, I remember rightly, my missus bought me this, not Christmas just gone, the Christmas before. But yeah, it is actually very enjoyable to listen to. A bit like a mini LP, isn't it, really, with only having 8 songs on it, but they do actually call them a 10-inch LP. So that's the first one. And the second one, this is actually quite nice, this one, is this is the Beatles Night Out in Blackpool, 1964 and 1965. And this is actually a special numbered limited edition of 750 on clear vinyl. And this is 218 out of 750. So the track listing on this is side 1. You get A Hard Day's Night, Things We Said Today, You Can't Do That, I Feel Fine, and Long Tall Sally. That was from 1964. It was actually recorded on the 19th of July 1964 in Blackpool. Side 2, you've got an intro, and you've got I Feel Fine, I'm Down, Act Naturally, Ticket to Ride Yesterday, and Help. And that was recorded on the 1st of August 1965. So it does actually tell you on there. It's actually got the shrink wrap on, same as that one has actually got the shrink wrap on, but this one's starting to come away a little bit. Just there. Again, nice black inner sleeve. I always think black inner sleeves look better than white ones. And it's made to look a bit like a old reel to reel thing. Because I think this was actually a TV show. If I remember rightly, I think they were taped for a TV show. And obviously get more songs on this one. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get, I think it's 11 or 12 songs on this. Weird look. I mean, it looks white on there, but it's actually like a cloudy grey colour. So that's side 1. And then that's side 2. Again, saying the live recordings, the sound quality is more than acceptable, better than some of the live recordings of the Beatles that are out there that aren't really official releases. I mean, this isn't an official release, don't get me wrong, but the sound quality on it is probably on par with some of the stuff that's on the BBC Beatles at the Beeb and on Anthology and things like that. Excuse me. So, as always, if you do ever get to see these, if you're a Beatles fan, do try and pick them up. But don't pay silly money for them. I think that one, I think you can still get that on eBay, and it usually goes anywhere between sort of like 10 and 20 quid, depending on if it's a new one or a pre-loved one. That one I haven't seen for a while. I've seen it on the 12-inch version of it, but I haven't seen it on the 10-inch for a while. So yeah, as always, you know, as a Beatles fan, it's always nice to have something a little bit different, isn't it? And also as a record collector, it's nice to have something a little bit different because they're on a bit of a weird format, aren't they? 10-inch LPs. There's another 10-inch LP I've got, which I might as well show you why is this one. David Bowie. Well, he's in the news at the minute, isn't he? Because obviously it was the anniversary of his birthday and the anniversary of his death, wasn't it? David Bowie, don't be fooled by the name. If I remember rightly, these are the recordings that he did for Pi Records in the 1960s before he was famous. Side 1 is I'm Not Losing Sleep. Side 2 is I Dig Everything. That's a good song, actually. And sorry, do that again. No. Side 1, track 1 is I'm Not Losing Sleep. Track 2, I Dig Everything, which is a good song, actually. And Stop Thinking About Me, which is also a really, really good song. Side 2, Do Anything You Say, Good Morning Girl, and I Say to Myself. So that's a track listing. Although the cover, I think, would have looked a little bit better if they'd done more of a period photo of like David Bowie from 1965, I think it was, when these were recorded. Nice in a sleeve, though. So actually, that is actually very, very textured. That side's not. That side's textured. Yeah, and it's on the PRT label. Precision Records and Tapes, which was an updated name for Pi anyway. So it's DOW1. That's the catalogue number. DOW. All right, so it's David Bowie with the lower third. All compositions by David Bowie. So that's side one. And then that is side two. Again, the sound quality on this is really, really good. So basically that is the 3 singles that he recorded for Pi. You didn't know, he started his recording career in 1964, and his first single was Liza Jane, which was credited to Davy Jones and the King Bees. Then he did a couple of singles for Parlophone, of all people. Of course, they all flopped. Then he did these for Pi, and then he signed with D-Ram, didn't he? And then he sort of had a little bit of success in some ways, didn't he? With like the Laughing Name and Rubber Band and Love You Till Tuesday, wasn't it? Then obviously after that he did Space Oddity and things like that. So yeah, but these to find on the original Pi singles are virtually impossible, to be honest with you. This isn't, it's not there, but it's not common, if that makes sense. You do see it from time to time. Usually if you find one of these, it'll be scratched to high hell, to be honest with you. This one is actually really, really nice condition. Like I say, so really, you know, that is the 3 singles that he did record for Pi before he was famous. Very, very much in the sort of like mod, and I mean mod as in 60s mod, not like the ska mod of the like late 70s. He did actually go on to re-record some of these for the Toy album, didn't he? Yeah. So if you ever see that one, and you're not paying silly money for it, you know, it is worth it. Again, you can actually get this as a 12-inch LP, but you still only get them 6 songs on it. You don't get anything else on it. So yeah, all in all, a brilliant, very underrated period for David Bowie, I think, before he made like Space Oddity. I know some of the D-Ram stuff gets airplay, you know, sometimes, but I suppose it's down to copyright, because these have been like re-released quite a few times by different sort of like record companies. The Parlophone stuff, I don't think has ever been re-released. I think it has been on like one-hit wonder compilations and stuff like that. But I don't think that they've actually been re-released as something like this, which is a shame. But who knows what the future's going to bring for Bowie collectors and record collectors. So yeah, so all in all, that's going to be it for today. But I mean, they're strange things to have, because they remind me of like the old 78s, because that's roughly the size, isn't it? To be honest, like I say, that you can get that on LP. Again, it is hard to get, but you still only get the 6 songs on it, so you don't really get anything different. Where that one, you can get that, and it does have a few extra songs on it. So yeah, if you ever see any of these and you're not going to pay silly money for them, I'd recommend you to get them. They're again, you know, these are certainly, in my opinion, you know, I'm a Beatles fanatic and I'm a Bowie fan, so you might get that and you might think, oh, no wonder they were flops. But you know, if you like Bowie, even if you like his 70s or his 80s stuff, it's nice to listen to the music he was making before he was famous. It's a bit like that stuff there, that the Savage Young Beatles, you know, that's how the Beatles sounded before the sound with the EMI and Parlophone, and when they still had Pete Best on drums. You know, it's, yeah, probably more historical value than money-wise. I mean, that's probably worth 25 quid. That's probably worth between 10 and 20 pound. Last time I saw that wasn't actually on eBay, it was in a record shop, and that was going for 35 pound, that one. So that's probably the rarest out of the lot at the minute, but I think that came out in the early 90s, where these are quite new ones. So that's going to be it for today. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it's been a bit of entertainment for you, because the main reason why I'm there is to entertain you and share with you lot out there some of my knowledge of the Beatles and record collecting in general. You know, I've been collecting records for over 40 years. Sometimes I've got some little stories to tell you as well with certain records that I'll show you. If any of you like, I've started putting out odd records at the back here just to show you like the other sort of stuff that I've got. So if anybody ever like thinks, oh, that one there, can you tell us a bit of information about that? If I know it, I can tell you. You know, that's easy. Plus, you know, it makes the background a little bit different, doesn't it, from time to time. So as always, if you subscribe, and thank you very much. If you're a new viewer, by the way, thank you very much and welcome. You know, just hit the like button and subscribe. It doesn't cost you a penny. I do try and do 1 to 2 videos a week, but this week's been a bit weird because I've been working really hard. I've just finished an 8-day stretch of doing 12-hour shifts. So if I look a bit tired, I'll apologise. So that's going to be it. As always, love your records, cherish your records, play your records, clean your records. You know, if you clean them, they're going to last you a lot longer than if you don't clean them. You know, I know people that have thrown record players away because all it really needed was a new stylus, but because it jumped, they thought that the record tone arm was knackered. But you know, even if it's just when you put it on, just clean it with a brush sort of thing. That's going off the track a little bit. So as always, thank you very much for everybody that is liking my videos. Please, you know, put me a thumbs up if you are liking them. If you want to leave comments, please leave comments. But you know, obviously, it has got to be something to do with what we're on about. And that's going to be it, folks. So till the next time, whatever you're doing out there in Beatle land or record collecting land, stay safe. I'll try and do one either tomorrow or Saturday, but I can't promise it because I've got something planned for tomorrow. So until the next video, please stay safe and above all, love one another. And if you're going out record collecting at the weekend, I hope you find some bargains.